And here we are again with another series out of the Spin to Win Cup. Team Space against 31 APM, and Volskaya Foundry is the first map today. This is going to be a good one. Just looking at the heroes alone is already a blast. We got Amphora on the left side on Chromie, Lord T on Malthael, Fox on Karazim, and Primordial King with Stitches. Karazim actually going into inside as a level 1 talent. Haven't seen that in a hot minute. But I think the real highlight on the blue team is, of course, Gazlo, played by Eco. On the other hand, Illidan by Phoenix for 31 APM, another fantastic pick. Glorious. Humph is playing Johanna. We got Blub on Sylvanas, Gaggle on Jaina, and Kati is playing Uther in game 1 of the best of 3. If you're a little bit newer to all of this, the Spin to Win Cup adds a certain RNG element into the drafting process. The teams head over to a website, and for every single role, they are spinning a wheel and then get assigned randomly one hero within that role, which has the advantage that you're still working with a front, a backline, and a healer, but of course within those roles then, there's a lot of different picks that you can be presented with, and that's how we get Gazlo, that's how we get Illidan, we had Murkies, Novas, and well, you name it, we had it. Asmodan was there as well. It's pretty fun concept, and I really like it. Obviously a little bit of RNG in all of this as well, but let's see how the teams are going to handle it right now. Illidan with stacking on level 1, so he's going to try not only get the quest reward here, but then also work a little further towards his auto attacks. But my eyes are a little bit on Karazim with the quest, but also on Gazlo with the rocket boots as his level 1. We are on Volskaya at this point, and the question is, of course, if the teams are going to really fight for the objective and try to push with the Protector, or if instead we're going to see more of a lane focus. Given the fact that right now we have Sylvanas also on the side of the red team, they could start to just simply focus more on pushing. That's not a good look for Gazlo. Yep, that's a bit of a sad one right there. Gazlo gets immediately called and killed. So, yeah, a little bit of a sad moment here for him. Now, after the 1 minute mark pass, you have the camps appearing. So the team's of course going to fight for some of the items and try and play around that for the big next team fight. But the red team is already pushing fairly aggressively, trying to get the kill against Malthael in the middle as well, which hasn't really worked out yet. But at least it forced him back. Illidan still able to go through a few more of the minion waves. He is someone that you would expect to have a lot more impact later on in the game. Illidan is always scaling quite nicely into the late game, whereas early on, not really all that effective. Now the good thing for them is that there's not a whole lot of hard CC on the side of Team Space. This is actually really playing into Illidan's hands, and we're going to see how Phoenix is going to use that later on as the map opens up a bit and the forts are being destroyed. Because hard stun is still the best tool against Illidan. So there's still a lot of people that believe that you need blinds against him, but the best thing to do when you're facing off against Illidan is just stack some stuns and really burst him down as quickly as you can, force him to retreat, and they are going to try, of course, to get some burst damage in, maybe work a little bit with Chromie here, but the setup is going to be tough for them. It's not going to be all that easy. If they had a few hard CC tools, they could use Chromie much more effectively to get these great kills. But without that, they have to rely on a couple of like sneaky plays, really. Now Stitches is of course another question. Let's see if we're going to get Gorge later on, or if he's trying for Putric Bile here. Nice hook against Sylvanas, and she's immediately in trouble. Has the wave ready though, and jumps back out. As our side laners, Malthael and Illidan, are just roaming between the middle and the bottom of the map. Now, at this point, of course, first objective is basically up, and it seems like at least the blue team is interested in getting a Protector. We have on level 1 Unfurling Shadows, by the way. And then over here on the right side, we got Unstable Poison. So going full on into the Synergy build. And then we're going to see how this is going to play out on the damage numbers as the game continues. The choo-choo train here already. That's a good one. Down at the bottom of the map. Slowly starting to become a little bit of a battle between Illidan and Malthael at this point. So, up to the top, that's where the bigger team fight is currently starting up. So right now another hook hits hard, and this time it's Johanna that gets hit, but she should be able to get out of this pretty easily. Comes in with another condemn as the teams are both getting level 7. Only a single kill so far. Gazlo is the only one that got destroyed. Besides that, nothing too much of note has happened just yet. They're also starting to fight over the middle and the first objective as the blue team walked away with an easy 99%. But it seems like 31 APM is just not willing to simply give up the protector. So they're starting to take over the position, even dropped one of the turrets. And the blue team is already going for the camp, but that might be a bit on the nose and they get immediately invaded. So, yep, might be a problem for Karazim, especially with the stun coming from Uther. And Jaina, you don't have to ask her twice here, gets the kill, but Sylvanas falls too. Illidan on the conveyor belt. That's not gonna go too well for him. So he has to jump out. Item is already stolen away, so the red team at least got that for their troubles. Now that Khaldor is moving in, they're trying to dominate the space here a bit more, but the red team is already back up on the progress bar. So they're still trying to get Protector number 1 in this. Illidan on level 7 now also with Unbound. We have him on 11 stacks on level 1. So it's not going to do too much for him just yet, but later on... and just as I say it, he gets totally demolished. And might actually fall and gets lasered by Gaslow. The Gas Lord. Oh yeah, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
Fantastic. Oh, Jaina getting wrecked as well. Illidan and Jaina both down. And the blue team with a beautiful double kill to gain control of the checkpoint again, locking in the protector. And let's see how much damage they can now do here. So far it's only Stitches in the protector. By the way, Karazim with Blazing Fists on level 7 and Spirit Ally. So the build is definitely out there. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Karazim play. I take something else, but Iron Fists on level 1. So seeing him with Insights here is already a bit of a revelation. It's not really a common talent to take. Especially when we're talking about a more competitive scene and not just the stuff that you're seeing in Quick Match, for example. But here come the level 10 talents. Heroics are in. Last rites from Malthael. We have Gorge, 7-sided strike, so whenever Stitches is able to hit a hook and Gorge, they can isolate a target and set things up for Karazim to follow it up with the last rites. Should give them actually a few kills if they're able to line the combo up properly. Now for the red team, things initially went pretty well, but that last fight really didn't go their way. The Protector has destroyed half of the hit points of the fort in the middle. Couldn't get the entire thing, but they got some structural damage in. Now as the red team... Oh, Blessed Shield coming out in the middle in a kill against Karazim. Gorge against Jaina. She might be fine here. Is barely able to get away from the wall. Oh, and gets wrecked. Gasler with the second kill now already. He lasered Illidan earlier and now he gets the kill against Jaina. Stitches still falls, so that's a bit of a setback. But I gotta give it to him. And he's also playing it sneaky. He hasn't taken a level 10 talent yet either. So, okay, there it is. The Gravel Bomb. That's gonna be an interesting one. If he can land the big one, let's say the checkpoint fight, then we could be in for quite the show. Illidan with Hunt, so that already gives them a pseudo-global. They can play the macro card a little bit more than normally would be the case here. But if they start hunting, yeah, and Gaslow, maybe try and get also control over someone like Illidan later on, this could get pretty wild. And talking about it, down at the bottom, Gaslow is already in some trouble. I mean, Illidan still has Hunt, so if he gets him low, if he gets him a little bit lower here, he can actually hunt in and take him down. So Gaslow needs to be careful. He's playing this close to home now with the 2 towers nearby, but 4 kills to 4, so very, very close on this. And then at the same time, we have, of course, on the damage numbers now, Chromie with 15,000. The big gank against Illidan is going to chip in a few more points, and Illidan goes down. I mean, this is a certain kind of abuse. They're basically bullying a blind man, so I'm not quite sure, but that should give you at least a social media F these days. So, not really a good look for the blue team at this point. They're going really for the weak link here, and just bullying the disabled. Not cool. Just not cool. Then again, Blessed Shield against Karazim and Malthael. A lot of slows also. But that was a tad low from Sylvanas with Mind Control. But I like the way that we're trying to pull this off. I mean, they came in with Blessed Shield, they followed up with a slow. If they then connect also Mind Control, they walk at least away with 1 kill. Oh, talking about kills, I think that's the end of JoJo. Yep, it's gonna try to walk back out at the bottom, and I think they didn't see that coming, so... Yeah. Get over here. Another quick hook, and there it is. JoJo is down The grabber bomb might have been overkill a little bit. I appreciate the train of thought here. It's a better safe than sorry move, but I don't think that was necessary anymore. 6 kills to 4 now. Blue team, you could still argue, a bit in control. We haven't seen a single fort fall yet, but it's the blue team that has one that is about to be destroyed. Bit of an invade here too. Gazlo, by the way, went also with his level 7 talent straight into overcharged capacitors. Yeah, so that's the next one. Illidan down again. That seems to be a bit of a theme at this point. And they are 3 kills ahead now. Malthael, I mean, I have no idea how he survived this one, but damn, he was cutting it close. Now, Illidan is nearly done with this quest. That is going to boost his auto attack a bit more, and of course it's going to stack even more into the late game, but it's going to start to make him more of a threat. With Malthael having the first stack on his level 10 ability, that's also working towards the cooldown reduction for them. So that's another little tool that they have in their arsenal to be used later. But with the objective at the top lane now spawned, I think we're going to see at least the blue team soon make a bit of a move for it. They were the ones very eager to go for the first protector, so I don't really see a reason why they wouldn't try to do the same thing here now as well. 10 minutes into the game, and everybody is sitting towards the top lane, specifically of course with the support camp being ready too. Illidan still rotating around, this time against Malthael, who's already pushing for the bottom fort. Jaina with 30,000 damage is, by the way, heaps and bounds ahead of anybody else when it comes to damage. I mean, she's nearly doubling what Chromie has. Not quite there, but she is bringing the numbers right now. And Illidan, honestly, even with the 15,000 that he's currently holding, he compares pretty well to the rest of the entire, of both teams actually. So Illidan is doing a whole lot of damage, as is already, and they get the kill on Malthael. Malthael is gone. Illidan's quest, of course, completed a bit back. He's now sitting at 42 for his auto attack boost. Insight nearly completed for Karazim as well. But with that kill, the red team has all of a sudden a numbers advantage that they can use for a bit longer. They're nearly behind with another talent. 16 is about to be hit by the blue team. But this might be exactly what 31 APM needs to slowly make their way back into this. They're using the numbers advantage now to go for the support camp. Karazim at 16 also with a wave of 100 fists, and here comes Pulverize for Stitches, so at least a few more tools for him. But I still have my eyes honestly on Illidan and how he is going to fare in the later stages, because we're already at a point where he's going to be more of a threat. Nice Gorge again. They don't have a follow-up stun, so if the cooldown is ready, she should be able to get out. Gets a Divine Shield too. Uther taking no chances here. And now that the red team also has level 16, they can finally chip in with additional talents. Fairy Brand is in. 7-sided strike, and they're pushing the red team back out. Mind Control also part of this. Fountain by Karazim in the last moment. Big hook from Stitches. Iceberg from Jaina. They're going to try and save her here, but I'm not sure if they still have... Nope, they don't have it. It's a kill against Jaina. Karazim came in. Now they're moving in for Jojo. She barely gets the Iron Skin out. Moves away. But Stitches with one big hook after another gets Uta. And here comes Illidan. Jumping straight into the thick of things. 1v5ing. Trying to at least. And dashes back out in the last moment. I think if he joins them a little bit sooner, they might walk away with a counter kill. But as is, they lose Jaina. Illidan is now on the run. 46 on the auto attack damage. He's going to be tough to handle. It's really going to be tricky. The on-point damage, if he uses mobility to get away from Chromie and what she can use here, then it's going to be tough unless he walks straight into a Gazla combo. So, camps are taken. Red team, as usual, is trailing a bit behind on the checkpoints. They're more reactive in their performance compared to Team Space, who again is pushing for the second protector here. Chromie hasn't died yet on the blue team side, whereas over on the red side, Cardio and Uther, the only one that hasn't fallen yet. And Illidan is starting. He's actually already on a higher damage output than Chromie herself. So, pretty solid. And he's getting more and more. He's really starting to become that bully that we all know him to be. And he's ramping up that auto attack damage too. Comes in with a hunt. Goes straight in for Malthael, who has to get back. Nice Gorge, but the Mind Control is a counter as Stitches is trying to reduce Illidan to a pool of blood. But that's the triple kill. Jaina is wrecking them. Gazlo, Chromie, Stitches, all murdered by Gaggle. No chance. The Protector, I mean, congratulations, you got a Protector. But what are you going to do with it right now? They have absolutely zero they can pull off here. The fort in the middle has already been destroyed. And They gotta react to this. What are they doing? Karazim is sitting at the top trying to defend a couple of minions, whereas Illidan is working the bot lane, opening the wall up and then going for the fort, I suspect. In the middle, they're taking the keep wall out, and Malta is just sitting there like, help! So he's desperate to get at least someone to help him out a bit, but so far this is not looking too hot. And it's taking another 4 or 5 seconds for the rest of the blue team to come back. Illidan, once he gets on structures, he can absolutely crush them. We've seen it in the days of HGC, performed by Rich and MVP Black, and here it's no exception. He's just whacking away. The keep in the middle has already been destroyed. Top side 4, they just have to go for a bit of a drive-by shoot, and they're going to take this one out as well. That's exactly what they're doing. So essentially all of the outer structures are now taken out. Illidan gets pinged and told to get the hell out of there, but that's all of the outer structures gone. And then on top of that, you have also the destruction of the keep in the middle. So, little bit of a tricky one, to be absolutely honest with you. Yep, this is going to get dicey, especially now with Droby gone. Oh, Yasuo gets killed. Illidan is just using all the space that he has for more damage. Karazim gets isolated in the back and eliminated. Divine Shield on Illidan, and he's just taking full advantage of it. Moves in, tries to go for Malthael. They're going to take him out for sure. You can run, baby, but you can't hide. And now it's a 5 versus 1. We have level 20 already in their hands. And with ease, they're moving towards the middle to take the core out. What a performance and a turnaround from 31 APM currently. Team Space in the mid game really was a bit of a driver's seat. And that's seen this. Yeah, someone got hit by the fish. Someone didn't pay attention. He got hit again! At this point, you gotta ask yourself if it's actually intentional. Maybe he just likes the little extra free circus ride that he gets here. Either way, it's a 1-0 for 31 APM. They're grabbing the first victory here on Volskaya Foundry at the Spin to Win Cup. We're still in the group stage, but with that, we're heading into the second map of this series. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Dragonshy is the map, and Team Space has a chance to force the tie. This time with a double mage damage setup. Amphora on Tacita with Lord T on Kalthas for the blue team. Fox is playing Pridewing, Primordial King on Thrall, and Eco is playing Tyrael. Over on the right side of the map, things are also getting quite interesting actually. 31 APM currently in the lead in the best of 3 series, with Phoenix on Deathwing, from Illidan to Deathwing, that's also quite the transition. We had Humph on ETC, Loop on Morales, Gyakl on Alarak, and then Kati on Nazeebo. So this is, I mean, RNGesus meant it a little bit better, I would say, with Team Space. Granted, they're running a double mage setup in this game, so they're very cooldown heavy. But if I look over at Alarak, Nazeebo, there's a lot of really late game focused picks there. Now if they can get to Violent Infection, for example, or they're properly stacking Alarak, then this could get wild. But it doesn't really seem like Gyakl is going for the either, so great skin for them. Always have to highlight that. So much better than that chicken skin, that turkey skin that we see so many times. This is actually a beautiful game right here. And Alarak is already starting to set up a couple of combos and move to lots of killings for the team. Last map, there were definitely a couple of unfortunate incidents for Team Space. I'm gonna see if they can play through this. Obviously, this is still the group stage. We're slowly entering the end of the group stage phase. We still have a couple of the matches left, and then we're heading into the bracket phase. And it level plays all over the place, especially when we're talking group stages. That's what a group stage is for in the first place. And once that we have the top teams out of each group advance into the bracket system, we'll see how things go. Now ETC on level 1 with Frog Rock. Already starting to stack this up. We got the first defense here. Oh, and there's Morales again with the heals. Yeah, so far, Group is doing a really nice job keeping them alive. We're going to see if he's going to be focused a bit more. Thrall with Sundering, a potential judgment on Tyrael could really become a problem for Morales, depending on how things are playing out after level 10. But at least for now, it's going to be a bit tricky for the blue team to get to Morales. This is good. There's Gravity Labs as a CC tool. You have Thrall obviously against Sender Wolves, but at least this time there's some actual CC that you Space can use in order to get things done here. In game number 1, they definitely had a problem controlling Illidan, for example, because they were lacking stuns and CC filters they could use properly. So, also a little bit with Nazeebo. I want to see how his baseline progresses. We're currently sitting at 30 stacks over here with the level 4 talents now kicking in on both sides. The usual build just being advanced. Nice control actually on the 2 shrines, so nobody's sneaking into the middle to try and get a Dragonite here. But at least they're threatening the blue team and force them to position someone in the middle to prevent potential objective play. We have still a couple of camps out that are currently being locked in. Tyrael on level 4 now with a Stalwart Angel. For Kelthas we got Energy Royal. And still waiting. What? After they sneaked that in 2 minutes and 30, 10 seconds ago, it was the blue team with the double control. And then you blink and all of a sudden the blue team has the Dragonite. What? Who brain farted there? I mean, to be fair, I didn't see it either. I was still like fully in like, oh look, they're taking a camp, and then all of a sudden Space has the DK. Alright, my bad, I missed it as well. But the red team should have covered that a bit better, I suppose. So a sneaky little play from Team Space is exactly the kind of moves that you have to pull off if you want to force a third map. Khaldor already is getting an ass kicking for the bar, but that was kind of wild. All of a sudden, Dragonite. Okay. So, Morales keeping his ego in play. Kudos. And that decayed a little more than opened the wall up. Then again, it's obviously a very early game objective, so not really all that strong yet. Now, roughly 4 minutes into the game, haven't seen the kill yet. But still, some interesting moves that are already playing out here. And Nazeebo is on 43 stacks. Went straight into Big Voodoo on level 4. And this could get pretty interesting in the late game, because the stacking process of Nazeebo has so far been pretty decent. Cardi hasn't been killed, and that means you can still move from lane to lane the entire time and get the damage in. Up at the top, we got Deathwing with some damage at the walls too, now that we have Thrall starting to move over and trying to push it back. Should be a bit of a problem here, but Deathwing is still able to get out before he is eliminated. And down at the bottom of the map with another mercenary camp about to be claimed, the blue team is making some moves to potentially destroy a few of the structures here in the wall as well. Nazeebo, of course, continuing the spider build that he already initiated with 1 talent, synergy on level 7 right now, and with level 10 abilities, things are going to get you interesting. Thrall is very standard as well, goes with the Ancestor Wrath on level 7 as it should, and this will start the nuke a little bit. But not really a super kill-heavy game just yet. A couple of nice macro moves overall. We have a few camps that were taken that were also pushed with. But so far, all of the teams are covering their bases there. Level 10 should change the dynamic here a little bit though. And that's also where, of course, a few questions are be answered. But there is kill number 1. Deathwing turns into Deadwing as Primordial King. Finishes what he started earlier and finally gets the kill. The blue team, though, is getting a camp while their bot lane is absolutely assailed by 31 APS. The entire wall destroyed. No chance for them here, and they are way late to the party. So, they still want to get ETC. Nice gravity laps, I gotta say. But with the help of Morales, there's just no killing him. And that is an easy free wall for them. Some pressure now through the top lane, of course. Just took that camp. But that was a pretty nice move by the red team. A lot of structural value opening that bottom wall up. Now the blue team is a little bit ahead in experience and will lock their heroic abilities in slightly faster than their opponents. I don't think that the window is big enough to really make a big play with it. They're able to force a fight here, and the red team is which is a bit surprising. Sanctification over Judgments and not going for the aggressive play. We have also no Sundering. So no Sundering, no Judgment, just playing around area fights with Sanctification, with Earthquake. For Tasta, we have Black Hole, but it still means that Morales, they have to flank in for her. She actually went straight into Medevac. So we might see some sneaky macro plays here. That's actually going to be pretty interesting in the later stage of the game. have opens up a little bit. Ravenous Spirit on level 10 now for Nazebo. That was a sad pit, not a mosh pit. What the hell? now that would have been a good mosh. Now he could have maybe caught somebody. But he just felt like dancing for a moment in the middle of nowhere. Now they are still doing okay in that team fight, partly also because Thrall is still at the top, but I gotta say, that mosh was very optimistic. I mean again, ETP is an optimistic guy, you know, why not? Every now and then you can go for perspective. Might be a little bit too optimistic here, and Hasana this time is to say, no, Morales is hoping to save the day, but not happening. That's the second kill for Team Space, 2 kills to 0. 83 stacks for Nazebo, by the way, so he's getting there. It's a bit of a shame, honestly, that Alarak didn't go for a stack. I would have loved to see if he can stack properly in the late game. But this time, seems like we're going to get a second Dragon Knight for Team Space, and yep, off we go. Tazadar turns into a beautiful lizard with a battle axe, and now they should be able to get a fourth. He's actually thinking about moving down to the bottom of the map and help the team out there. I thought he would attack on 2 lanes. Thrall is still at the top lane. I mean, he is still locked into that duel with Deathwing the entire time. Down here, Alarak becomes the center of attention and goes for a quick counter-strike. But they opened the wall up already. Dragon Knight's still working down those minion waves with a Dragon's Breath. Khaldor. Yeah, naked. Morales threatening that for a moment. But they haven't really accomplished a whole lot with the Dragon Knight. They got the wall, but this is now an 8-minute Dragon Knight. I don't expect them to take a keep down, but some damage on a board would definitely be good. If he would have stayed in the middle, the only hero he would have faced, at least initially, is ETC, who was ready for that. But everybody else was still at the bot lane, tied up in a battle with the blue team's hero. So now they have more space here that they can walk around with. ETC has his mosh pit back, by the way, so he might go for number 2. Oh! And he gets only one. And instantly interrupted. Imagine that in that choke point against all 3 of them. God, if he would have been a bit more patient there, I think this could have been glorious. But they're still hoping for a kill. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Right Wing is moving away. They're trying to focus on Tyrael now. But with him also level 13 going for holy ground, there's little that they can do here. 107 stacks for Nazebo. This is where the real danger lies for Space. 31 ATM gets Nazebo into a late game with proper stacks on the baseline. Then that level 20 violent infection can be. And currently this looks very bad. I mean, we're now nearly 10 minutes in. We have only 2 kills, but a single fort has been destroyed yet. So it really feels like Nazebo is going to have a chance to get violent infection through. Damage output, just generally speaking, we have 28,000 now on the side of Alarak. He's currently the second highest damage dealer in the game, just behind Khaldor. He's leading the charts for the blue team at Legends. Nobody has died on the blue team yet either. A few of them came close, but nobody has been taken out yet. And Thrall is really doing well at the top. He's continuously pushing Deathwing back. He's getting damage in against the fort, has it now down to 50% HP. So if nobody helps Deathwing out, then in the long run it's going to be a problem. Thrall is working well with the sustain that he has, and Deathwing is slowly and steadily losing that lane. Sadism for Alarak is at 112, 125 stacks for Nazebo. There's a lot of freedom to move between the lanes and catch additional minion waves now. Still at half level lead, maybe a little bit more for the blue team as they're starting to head into level 16 balance. But not as many team fights as you would think. Everybody has started to go for a much calmer style after game number 1. The blue team on the other hand with 2 Dragon Knights already. But as the third set of shrines is now getting activated, the question is still who's taking the first fort out and who will make the mark on this game. 1 level lead to level 16, good for them. That gives us also Fury of the Sun well for Khaldor. Build is a little bit all over the place here, but we got Thermal Lance now for Tazadar. We got Alpha Wolf for Thrall. And he now has a camp at the top that helps him out. Another Mosh, but again the same problem. He gets easily hit by Khaldor. They need to keep their eye out for Khaldor is positioning a bit more. Or these Mosh traits are just cooldown traits that they have against the... So... You all know what ELF stands for, right? Entitled to Honor. That's exactly what ELF is. You're not the only one. There's a lot of ELFs. Anyway, sanctification on point. Nice, I like it. Saving at least 2 of them. Another slide as ETC has still not given up, but he goes down a little bit too far. Morales has her hands full trying to keep everybody alive and together, but they survive throughout the entire battle, are able to move back, but Deathwing is still crying for help at the top. Doing his best to try and take on Thrall, but I mean, look at this. The way he pushes in, the objective is there, and this topside fort is about to fall. Thrall has finally pulled it off. He also controlled continuously the top lane shrine, which means that there's more and more pressure against 31 APM. We're level 60 talent for them now as well. Seagull with 138 stats, sales for Alarak is also rising. And it's just the first big 5 versus 5 that we have seen in a while. Earthquake is already out as they try to go, but again, ETC trying to move out, gets there, he survives thanks to Morales, as Deathwing is in danger of falling too, and there's the kill. Dead Winged again, that's the 3rd kill, and potentially it is another Dragonite for the blue team. They get the 3rd one, 3 in a row now. So they are pushing and pushing the red team, but I also feel that they are a little bit on a timer. Nezebo is an absolute damage machine once that he has that level 20. And given the fact that there's the first kill for the red team. Nice. Just as the Dragonite is in. Morales is actually the one with the final hit. Well deserved, by the way. Great performance so far by Morales, keeping everybody alive. Now even crowning that performance with a kill against Thrall, the first kill for the team. But as I was about to say, given the way this game is running so far, it seems like Nezebo is going to get to that level 20, and with the stat progress that we see in the baseline, we should be able to get the threshold required too. So this makes things a bit dangerous, and that's not the only problem. Alarak is getting more and more sadism, is now at 47,000 damage, so also huge numbers for him currently. This could become massive later on. Yes, it's the 3rd Dragonite, and yeah. Big play with the damage from Deathwing, not big enough though. Materials. Oh, nice! That's a fantastic Morales grenade. Pull in, and Khaldor's not dead as well. But as I was about to say, this is the 3rd Dragonite that Team Space now in a row. And all they did with it was destroy 1/4 of the top 4 doesn't count. That was we saw across total performance. So I really feel they're not getting as much out of this objective. Scaling down to the late game, of course, so relatively early ones will open up some targets. And all of a sudden, the red team is getting kills. Now it's 3 kills to 3. They're closing the experience gap. They haven't quite closed it completely, but at least they know an even score when it comes to the kill numbers. And Nezebo has surpassed 175. Nezebo is already there. So I am a bit afraid for Team Space. They really need to push this harder when they have the advantages that they've been running. Now, taking those 2 forts out at the top and the bot lane is already nice. That means there's no fountain anymore when the next objective spawns. It's much harder to go to a fountain and stay yourself right in battle for the shrine. But Team Space has to actually exploit that in the first place. And we'll see if they can and will. But it's only 1 level, a little bit more, until we have level 20 talents. And then things get dangerous. The damage numbers of Nezebo will spike. He's already at 30,000 damage, which to be fair isn't really all that bad. It's nothing to write home about. Homer's not going to be proud of you of this one. But compare it, for example, now to Deathwing, 36,000, Alarak with 34. Hassada has nearly double. We're definitely going to keep an eye on the numbers that Nezebo is going to pull. Even before he picks it. God, I hope not. I mean, at this point, if you're already at 184, level 19.5, then please fight Infection. This is really making your life just a whole lot easier. It will be the blue team with the early Storm talent, though. They have continuously held an experience advantage throughout the game, and this is no exception here. They want game 3, and we'll see if they can push for that. So, as it stands right now, we're having as our first Storm talent, see what we can get. Flamethrower, yep, there it is, for Peltas, and And we have the upgrade for Earthquake, for Sanctification, Brightwing with the Invisible Gems, the only kind that Brightwing had throughout the story of the storm. And Khaldor, I mean, I'm sorry, you walked the wrong... Why? Why are you going for a Mosh? I think this was a little bit overkill. Fair enough, fair play, they got the kill. I'm not sure if that was needed. Come on, Nazeebo, do it. Please, thank you, thank you. Ooh, that is a huge burden on me. I was a bit afraid there. Let's have a look at this damage output before I start. 30,000. There was a 30,000 as Malinfection kicks in, so we're going to keep our eye on the damage numbers of Nazeebo just a bit throughout the rest of the game and see how much it can contribute here. So he had half the damage of Khaldor. Just a little bit of a baseline, half the damage of Atlantis that I was running here. Now, again, the double control for the blue team. We've seen this a few times already. Up to now, 31 APM didn't get a single objective. Alarak is still poking a bit. Nazeebo is already working some auto attacks in, some abilities against the team, just poking from a distance here and getting the continuous heals also from Morales. Already trying to tight on the objective. All taking a lot of damage. Good ice block here too. And just as the Tasta ult comes out, and once again the setup from Morales in the kill. Thrall goes down, Brightwing is low. They're still trying to chase here, but can't quite lock that kill in. Or can? Oh, that was clutch. Alarak nearly got it. Yeah, it seems like Deathwing wants to turn into a different kind of dragon. Gets it! Dragonite #1 for the red team. Damage numbers, Nazeebo has added 15,000 additional damage since we've seen him earlier in a small amount of time. Compare the damage numbers of Khaldor. Khaldor added 6,000 damage, Nazeebo added 16,000 in the same time. It's kind of bonkers. I mean, it's really nuts. And this doesn't even account for the siege damage that you can now bring out. Already raising structures here, like crazy. So the red team is in the driver's seat at this point. They've overtaken their opponents in experience. They have double the number of kills. And right now, they're knocking on the first key ball and they're knocking it down very, very easily. Obviously, Tasta isn't back to action just yet, but even the TP has taken damage. And if Nazeebo just gets a couple of his zombie spiders in action, look how the steam disappears. The Dragonite is whacking away with Nazeebo there to take the keep out, and that's a huge lead they just now took. Yeah, Khaldor gets trapped and nearly eliminated. Those spiders were hungry. Brightwing for the rest of it. Really, really good defense. Having actually seen a medivac? I might have missed it. But I can't remember having seen a medivac there. I would love for them to try and execute a couple of backdoor plays towards the core from here on out. Just get Nazeebo on the core a few times. Let him cool down. Talking about unleashing damage. Yep. Brightwing and Tasta both in trouble. And by now Nazeebo is at 63, 64,000 damage. I mean, guys, nearly over. Think about like how much of an impact this level 20 talent has on his damage output. If this game continues for another couple of years, I might actually walk away from damage. Alarak on the corner, and he's gone. Oh, that hurts. 17,000 damage for Alarak, and he just lost the Sadism stacks. He's reset back to 100. Blue team is now giving chase as the red team slowly moves back out. Not too afraid, but just all out, rush back out. Be careful, this is really the moment where you want to lose more heroes. Just wait for Alarak to come back. You gotta bridge 30 seconds until he is back in the game, back to business. Catapult's already pushing through the middle right now against the core. I think that's gonna have an immediate impact on the game, but the team is eager to try and help for the bottom. But they're running into a big wall. Nazeebo just continuously poking, has that pocket heal, Morales right there, and the blue team is just struggling to get there. I think that Thundering at least might have helped with that. It was a little bit tricky to get those perfect flanks going, but that would have been one potential tool. Now the catapults get taken out, but they're already starting to really whittle down that shield, so this is a bit of a problem. Core hasn't taken any damage in this instance, But as we're now crossing over into 21, 22 minutes, this catapults in hard. And that's not gonna solve soon here, so... Another mosh. Another mosh right in the hands of Brightwing. It says like, no, 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 my friend. Not happening on my watch. Instant volley, and that's the end of the cooldown. So ETC is a little bit too trigger heavy. You don't have to always throw that mosh out there. Sometimes just a threat of one is already enough. But in this case, yeah. Nothing that you can do on this. So, 22 minutes in. Nazeebo is at 68,000 damage. Pasta was not lazy though, with 81k. So Nazeebo is currently third highest damage in the game. He's really catching up, but he has also a lot of competition when it comes to those numbers. Haven't seen a huge team fight in a hot minute though. And everybody seems to be focusing on the Dragonite again, and somebody sees come to the middle. Don't tell me to get another freebie here. Gravity Labs as ETC went deep for this. Risking a lot too. Brawl is coming back in. Earthquake. They're trying to go for the Zebos. Immediately rushing out. Good damage. Oh, but ETC. No way. What? I think it was on one hit point at some point here. Morales, perfect play. Even the ice block that we're getting from the Zebo is just on point. And they are still fighting. Not a single hero has fallen. I can't believe that they're still all alive. Deathwing is coming in. Yeah, a bit too late to the party. But holy hell, what a battle. And Morales really just keeping everybody alive. That ETC made it throughout all of this is just crazy to me. Absolutely nuts. As Thrall is trying to defend the top lane, Deathwing makes it over towards the shrine. At the bottom of the map, the battle of course continues. Brightwing might have a problem here. No more cooldown ready. One interrupt. But now they have double control. If they are able to see somebody in the middle there, they might actually get that way. Tyrael is just trying to with the control away. But again, Deathwing with a DK, and now we're talking 23 minutes. Starting to get really good. There's the Mosh. Gravity Labs is off cooldown apparently. Now comes in, and they take ETC down. ETC down. No move for the core either. I mean, with 23 minutes in, that Dragonite could have gone for core. If you get the decay and the Zebo on the core, I think you have a very, very good shot to take this one out. But then again, they are hoping for another keep as it seems. With ETC missing, it's 5 versus 4, so they're breaking through that wall here. Do what they can, but they have to get the Zebo a little bit to the front if they really want to have enough damage. The Zebo at 88,000 damage has now overtaken Alarak, so he's top damage dealer on this team. But still whipped by Pasta. They get the keep though. Second keep gone. The blue team slowly pinned down here and in more and more trouble in this game. As they're still retreating, slowly poking as the opponent is giving chase, at least initially. 5 kills to 6 now. I'm still honestly a bit on the fence on what they could have done with that Dragonite. Getting the keep is big, don't get me wrong, but I think they might have been okay. I think they could have done at least damage to the core, maybe taken it out. Looking at the comp though, as long as you don't get team-wiped, if you make a play here for the core, and you do damage, then you can always backdoor with Morales. Morales is medivac. If you backdoor with Vile Infection, Zebo, and Morales, if your opponent's core is already down to 50% HP, that is a continuous threat. So don't YOLO in for it and get wiped, but I think you could have done more. As it stands though, this is still fine. I mean, they have 6 destroyed, massive 25 minutes in, those catapults are making it hard. But it's always that danger that you're engaging in one team fight all of a sudden. Or somebody YOLOs, like for example Deathwing, who apparently doesn't love life, is barely getting out of that battle, but he's tired of this game, it seems. He wanted to end it all there. Somebody also needs to go to the top lane and please deal with this. The catapults hit very hard for the red team, but that doesn't mean that the blue catapults don't do damage. So once they're on that keep, you can kiss that thing goodbye. So yeah, be a bit cautious about that. Let's not forget that we're now 26 minutes into this game. So yeah, Nazeebo, still 0 death. We've seen some great ice blocks, 0 death. Starting to catch up with Pasta. 100,000 damage right now. The difference between the two is now 8,000. And again, earlier it was 30k. Tesla was doubling the damage numbers. 300,000 siege damage, by the way, for Death. That's just crazy. Especially with Nazebo bringing in another 200k. So yeah, they definitely got the looks like he was taking some damage, but Deathwing has done what he needed to. There's now raining Hellfire on the opponent. There's the Mosh! Yeah, and this time it actually stopped Brightwing for a hot second. So not too bad. In comes the ult from Tassadar. Thrall goes deep, so does Deathwing. Can they get a kill? Oh, Phoenix barely makes it out here. Still alive. Everybody else is chasing, and they go for Khaldor. And this has to be a kill. No, Brightwing saving the day again. And then Tyrael comes in with a holy ground to stop them from pursuing the target. I mean, some of the plays are really on point as teams are just trying to sustain themselves through these team fights. 264 stacks now for Nazebo, which of course is making him monster too. Alarak is back up at 130 status stacks. Tyrael and Kalitas just caught on the wrong side here. And it seems like ETC is attempting to tee Tyrael out. He still has that mobility to easily get out of this though. Keltas escaped towards the top and is now coming back in with the gravity lapse. That doesn't hit Nazebo, but he's at least trying. We're nearly soon going to be 30 minutes in the game. It's our level 24. 120. Oh, Tyrael gets blown to pieces. And Deathwing goes for another Dragonite. They have double control again. Tazza trying to take it back. Deathwing in the middle. ETC goes down, but the DK has been claimed. And for the love of God, if you go to the top lane, I swear to God, you're gonna get slapped around a little bit, my friend. There's only one thing they're gonna do, right-click the shit out of that core and end that game. That has to be the play. If Nazebo comes in and help out, that's it. Keltas, by the way, and Tassadar, the two damage dealers on each place, have now both lost out to Nazebo, who's top damage in the game, flips everyone else. There's the move for game and match as Team 31 APF locks in a victory. 2-0, nearly 30 minutes into Dragonshire. We have the red team with another W. 2-0, nicely done, GG, and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.